Good morning, guys. How's everyone doing? Rangers. Today. Big game today. NHL hockey. NHL playoffs. I'm pumped. I like turtles. Morning, guys. Anyone got a hockey team in the playoffs right now? Morning. Everyone from everywhere today. Venezuela, Canada, Puerto Rico, Chicago, Philadelphia, and Long Island. That's where I'm from. Lakeland, Illinois, Japan. Morning, guys. Yeah, that was a good game. Lightning. God damn. It's a pretty exciting game. You're going to MSG tonight, Brad? Oh, you bastard. I would love to be you. MSG, man. It's fun. Pens. Ooh. I don't know. I don't know, Michael. Islanders fan? The Rangers are awesome this year, man. I'm so happy. So hopefully they can make a little run. But if they don't, I'm pretty excited for the future. Team's young and solid. Season ticket holder. Wow. That's awesome, Brad. All right, guys. So today you guys saw a little bit of that push yesterday towards end of day. And we got a little bit of, so I think we got a little bit of a squeeze over some key levels, maybe a little bit of shorts covering after hitting a pretty important support on the S&P 500, and we got a little bit of sympathy to the upside. So we'll see if that can hold today. The key is holding it today. Right now in the pre-market, we are trying to hold 13,000. You guys are probably familiar with that 13,000 level. That was the level that we needed to see the market get over. And at end of day yesterday, we held it very nicely. So I was talking in the chat saying, if we can close above 13, then I think you could see continuation. That was the key, to close above 13,000. And we did get that. So, there definitely is some possibility for continuation today. Absolutely. But there's also the possibility that we fall right back under 13. So we're sort of in this channel. It's about a 200-point channel between 13.2 and 13,000 on the Nasdaq. I'll show it to you guys, and I'll show you the S&P 500. We made some strides. I would not say that we have, gotten out of the weeds, and especially with the Fed tomorrow, it's a total toss-up for me. I'm just trading short-term here on an intraday basis. I really am not positioning myself for anything, in the coming month, because I just don't quite know yet if we are turning here, if we are just having a little bit of a bear market. There's, when we're in a bear market, guys, there's always going to be a little bear market upside, right? That's always going to happen. So I don't like to get faked out on that type of stuff. I like to wait until it's pretty legitimate. So right now, I think you got some strides to the upside. You have a break above 13K, but that is definitely not guaranteed to hold, especially with the Fed meeting tomorrow, which could totally change up everything, right? So today, I think when you come into your trading day today, I think you look at today and today only. I don't think you look forward. I think the smart thing to do is to trade what you see today and then wait for the Fed meeting tomorrow, and then we can get a little bit more confirmation, a little bit more direction, a little bit more understanding of where this market wants to go after the Fed meeting tomorrow. Then I think we have a little bit more clarity. So that's my plan right now. Wait for the Fed meeting, get more clarity from them, and then we'll see if we can let me double down on the hoodie, bold flex. Oh, no, I'm not a Floridian, man. I don't consider myself a Floridian. So yeah, and then we'll see what happens, right? Then we'll see what happens after the Fed meeting. So here's our schedule today. So we got futures, as always, economic earnings calendar. We'll take a look at Tesla, 915 resistance, a big resistance level there on Tesla today. Tesla's still in that channel that we were talking about. We got the push, but we didn't quite get over anything major on Tesla, guys. We got a push, but we're sort of still just channel bound here. So you got to be careful today, right? It could still go either direction. I'll show you guys what I'm looking at. Facebook played the rejection yesterday on Facebook, 212.50, a very nice rejection point, is still in, it's definitely still in contention to reject again today. Absolutely. So I'm going to show you guys that. Walmart 152. I'm actually in this play, and that's what we're going to talk about at the end of the live stream under my trades. I'm going to show you guys the trade that I got in on Walmart. So I like this rejection. I went in small because, again, I'm very undecided on the overall direction of the market, but I'm just taking a shot here because I like the 152 rejection that I saw on Walmart. So I'll show you guys that. Google 100 SMA on the weekly chart. That is typically a very strong level. 100 SMA on a weekly chart is typically a very strong level. So that is where Google is finding support right now. I want to show you that. Boeing. Boeing has continued to slip over the last few days and came back to a major level. We'll show you that level on Boeing. Microsoft holding 270. It was the strongest tech stock yesterday. If I'm not mistaken, I think Microsoft is what led the Qs for the most part to the upside. And definitely something I want to watch again today. XLP losing strength, as we talked about yesterday. We had another red day on the XLP, which is consumer staples, which is safety, which could signal some more risk-on type of environment if you start to see money flowing out of safety stocks. Very possible. And then finally, oil. The oil flag is still there. The oil flag is still trading. It's still getting very tight in that flag. Is it going to break out? Is the oil trade going to break out? Something I want to go ahead and share with you guys today. After that, we'll look at what you guys have in the Google Docs, and then we will look at my Walmart trade in detail. All right, let's do it. So first of all, economic calendar, guys. That's important, right? And here it is. So today at 10 a.m., we got some news popping out. Job openings, quits, factory orders, core capital goods. So a little bit of, sort of workforce and sort of consumer, sort of, I don't know, what do you want to call this? What do you group this under? Factory orders, core capital goods orders. I guess just economy, business, sort of business to business, maybe business to consumer, probably mostly B2B. And then job openings, job quits, that's more consumer and job related. So you have some stuff coming out here today. Tomorrow's the big one, right? This is what everyone is waiting for. This is what is basically, everyone's sitting on the sidelines, I think, for the most part. At least they should be, in my opinion, waiting to see what is said here. As I talked about yesterday, the market is currently pricing in about a double rate hike, 0.5. If you go to the /ZQ, that is the Fed funds rate, the futures for the Fed funds rate. Right now, the May ZQ, the May futures contract for the Fed funds rate, is pricing in a double rate hike. So that is what is expected. So if I believe that if the market gets what is expected, if we get a double rate hike tomorrow, then I don't think we should see much of a panic because that is what is priced in, right? The market prices in future events. And the downside that we've seen, I believe, is pricing in a double rate hike. So if we get less, I don't think that is a very good thing for the economy, but I am unsure how the market reacts to that. That is a question mark for me. You guys feel free to drop your opinions in the chat, politely opinions. I don't know how the market reacts to a 0.25 rate hike because that would be behind schedule in my opinion, and it would not be good to combat inflation, but I just don't quite know if that is a bullish thing for the market, which I don't think it should be. In my personal opinion, I don't think it should be bullish if we go less than double rate hike because that is just not combating the problem quick enough, in my opinion. If we go triple, if we get a 0.75, I would expect downside. If we get a triple, I would expect downside on technology. So I'm going to assume that they're going to do what's expected. That is what our Fed is typically has been doing, right? They are very transparent and they are very open for the most part of what their plan is and what they do. So in my opinion, if the market is pricing in 0.5, we're probably going to get a double rate hike tomorrow. So we'll see. This is going to be interesting. And it's going to be market moving, in my opinion. This is a very big meeting here because this sort of sets the tone for the future rate hikes. This is sort of setting the tone of whether we get that soft landing or is the Fed going out and just getting to it, right? Are they just getting right to it and they're knocking it down as fast as possible? So tomorrow is going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. I would be very careful. There's going to be a lot of volatility. I would not take big swing trades through this meeting. I think that is very foolish unless for somehow and for some reason you think you know 100% what's going to happen, which I don't think you should think like that because that is a deadly mindset. That is a deadly mindset. So Thursday, we would have hyperinflation, single combat. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you got to go 0.5. I think 0.25 is a little weak. But anyways, jobless claims, continuing jobless claims on Thursday, non-farm payrolls, normal stuff on Friday. So this is what's important, guys. 2 o'clock tomorrow. All right? Let's go ahead and pull up the earnings calendar. We do have some interesting names reporting today. So here we go. Zoom on in. All right, guys. So today, just to get the full point. So, right. So if they do something like that, Adrian, like a full point and just get it over with, that is where you get the market reaction to the downside, right? Because it's not expected and it's not priced in. So if you guys see anything that's what's not priced in, not expected, that's when you see the big reactions, right? What's priced in PA is 0.5, right? Not everything is priced in. It's what's priced in is 0.5, right? So this is the ZQ 99.22. Just about a 0.5 is priced in because our current Fed funds rate is 0.25. To get to 75, you need about a 0.5 increase. So if you get a point, that's not priced in, right? If you get a point, that is definitely not priced in. You will get more downside. So today, Pfizer, BP, Marathon, some oil stuff this morning, and some biotech. Tonight, AMD, Airbnb, Starbucks, Lyft. Those are interesting. Definitely going to see what happens on the chips for AMD. You got NVIDIA, Qualcomm, TSM, a few others that I'm not thinking of, but AMD could move the chip sector. Definitely worth watching. Definitely interesting. Moderna, CVS tomorrow morning. Uber, Etsy, Twilio. Then you got Shopify, Crocs, Penn, Datadog, Royal Caribbean, Wayfair, Block, which is Square, Fubo, Lucid, Cloudflare, DoorDash. And then if I could zoom out, DraftKings is on Friday before open. So you still got some earnings out there to watch out for. Yesterday we had Avis Budget, which did good. Expedia did okay. And then Chegg got clapped. Absolutely clapped. Chegg. Done. Which it should. There's no reason Chegg should be up. All right. That's that. Let's go to Tesla. Tesla. All right, guys. So I am watching Tesla on the hourly chart. This is the most important chart for me right now on Tesla. And here is what I am watching. So you have two channels here, very defined channels. And if it gets within this area, it's going to be rapid, guys. It's going to be a rapid move, right? Either this, right, or this. One of these two sides is going to be a rapid move, depending which one it gets to, right? So if we get above 915, if we get above even this previous high around 930, you're going to get a pretty quick move, in my opinion, if the market supports it up to around 970. Because this is just a channel, and you really do not have anything in between. This is like a void in space. This is a vacuum right here. So you are going to see a quick move, in my opinion, if you can push. Oh, I forgot the futures. Let's go futures after this. If you can get a push over this 920, right? If you can get a push over this 920. We'll go futures right after this. My bad. I'm getting excited to look at Tesla. So I'd watch 915. I'd watch 920. I would look to see if you get a push. If the market's strong, if the futures are strong, you get that push. That's what I would look for today. If the futures are weak, you could absolutely play this rejection, right? So this is a big level in mind today. I would absolutely have 915 on your charts on Tesla. All right, let's go futures. Sorry, guys. So futures. First of all, I want to say one thing, right? We are clearly still in a downtrend, right? There's nothing that can take you away from the fact that we are still in a very strong downtrend. So you need to understand that in the first place, right? You need to understand as you approach the day, the market is still in a very strong downtrend. So that's the first thing, right? That's the analysis you need to at least start with. Next you have a lot of key levels here in this area, and I will clean this up a little bit because some of these are sort of irrelevant for today. But let's keep these 4 here. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in. And I'm going to show you guys sort of what happened yesterday and why we got the push. It's very explainable as to why we got a push to the upside. So rejections, right? You got 13.2 up here, which is going to be a massive level. You can see 13.2, 13.2, 13.2, 13.2, and you're sort of rejecting that this morning, right? It's not quite 13.2, but you can start to see the selling that sort of takes place up here near 13.2. So 13.2 today is, if we get a push, which is possible, 100 points on the Nasdaq is absolutely possible if we are strong. 13.2 is where you got to be cautious, right? You got to be cautious near this 13.2 today because this is a major previous support, major resistance, turned into support again, and it could absolutely turn into resistance once again. So you have to watch 13.2. That has to be on your charts today. So that is a big level. Next, what I like about the Nasdaq is doing today. What I like that it's doing today is right here, guys. This I do like about the Nasdaq. I like how it is holding this previous high from yesterday, the pre-market highs, and this previous support here around 1290, 13,000, 12,980. I like how it's holding right now in the pre-market. That is big, right? If we saw the market break back under 13K here in the pre-market or even at market open, if we see this move back under 13, you know what's going to happen, right? If you see this move back under 13, reject it, you know what's going to happen, right? So you have a very nice hold this morning. This is actually quite bullish in the short term, very short term. So that is something that I would focus on here. You guys can see the break, the retest this morning. Where are we retesting and holding as support? We are holding this 13,000 level. Previous support, turned into resistance, boom, right? So that's important. That is very important right here. You need to hold this 12,980 level. If you see this, guys, it's not going to be strong if you see it break back below that level. So today, you can already see the channel that we are now within, right? So we were within this channel around 12.8 and 13. We were trading in this channel for about a day and a half, 2 days. Now we're up to the next stair step. It's sort of like a stair stepping, right? Channel stair step 1, stair step 2, stair step 3, stair step 4, right? Can you start to make your ways up above these key levels? Well, today I am happy to say that you are attempting to hold the first stair step level here at 13K. That's major. That's what you have to watch today. That is really all you need to pay attention to. If you see the Nasdaq come back under, you're going to get weak. If you see a retest of this, or if you see a push, there could be opportunity for a push to 13.2. That's absolutely possible today, right? You could absolutely see this push to 13.2. But this is a big level, and I would personally not be someone that's buying calls at 13.2, right? Where was the time to buy calls yesterday, right? What was the opportunity to buy calls yesterday? And I'll show you right now. You guys know how this 13,000 level was important, right? You know how we talked about that? Let me show you something on the 1 minute chart yesterday. Look at this right here. This happens a lot, guys, at key levels. Look at this right here. This is your opportunity, all right? I know it's a short-term opportunity. I know this is a very, it happened near market close, so you didn't have much time. You could have caught this, right? You could have caught this little push. I don't like catching this push because I am totally understanding that this could do, right? We've seen in this market before where you get these intraday pushes and then you just reject at these levels. So I'm not going to get myself involved in, chasing midday upside that is not actually breaking any important levels, which this move did not. This was sort of just a move within a channel right here. This move sort of was within a channel. And, I obviously understand that there is opportunity to be had here. There's obviously money to be made here. But I'm just always cautious of that rejection because it happens a lot. And those are the nasty rejections. Those are the ones that get you trapped. Right here, towards end of day, this was a beautiful little break and retest and a hold of the previous highs, little bull flag, and then you can see that continuation. So this right here sets up, I think, this little formation sort of confirmed that we were going to try to hold this 13,000 right here around 3:45 p.m. yesterday. That was a very important, this was a crucial level hold intraday yesterday. This is, sort of a pivot point right there. On this our bull flag, hold of 13, you get your push. That was important. You could have seen this, right? You could have very easily seen this. Push, double top, back down to the downside. That happens, that has happened multiple days in the past few weeks. This time, you held it. So, you guys can see, you held it, you pushed higher in the after hours, you came back, and what are you doing right now? You are retesting that level, and you are holding it. So, it's quite easy, guys. The market's sort of setting you up already, right? It's setting you up with a game plan already. The game plan is you have to hold 13 or you have to get a break over 13.2. You either have to hold 13, if not, you get the downside, or you get a push into 13.2. And at 13.2, you have to get the same thing, right? What do we need at 13.2? It's the same exact thing. We need the same break, the consolidation, right? And then the continuation. That's what you need to see, right? So hopefully that helps. Very nice little move yesterday. Hold of 13, continuation, break and retest, holding it right now. There is no way to tell whether this is going to give this up or push to 13.2. There's no way to actually tell that for sure. All you can do is watch the market, watch the market price action, see if we start to slip to 13. If we start to give it up, then you know what to do. If you start to see this, and then you see a retest and you start to hold, then you know what to do. You could try to play the channel. You can maybe try to play some morning upside if it's there. But please be careful as you approach. If you are in calls prior to 13.2, if you are in calls prior to 13.2, you have to be taking some profits off the table there. Because then you have the opportunity, or you are sort of exposing yourself to a potential double top, a potential rejection. I don't want to see anyone, hold a bag too long here and then see this happen. If you have calls before 13.2, I would take some off the table because that rejection is totally possible. Okay? That's the Nasdaq, 13,000, 13.2. S&P 500. S&P 500. So, I'm going to delete some of these to clean this up just a tad so we can make this a little bit clearer. Here we go. Okay. So, you are starting to reject these previous lows right here this morning, 41.80, right? That is, if I go to the 30-minute chart, you guys can see we are starting to reject this low right there. So what do you have to do today? Very clear. What do you have to do today to continue this bullish move? You have to get over this 4180, right? You can see the triple bottom. You found rejection right there, previous support into resistance. If you do not see this kind of move, right? If you don't see something like this, then you are not going to be able to get upside. If you see this and you reject again, right? If you see this and you reject again, that is totally possible as well. So the 4180 area is going to be an area of a lot of focus. This is going to be an area in focus today. 4180, support, 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 into resistance right here. Very clear. You have to be careful at 4180, right? Watch out for that. You can see we are trying to hold this little support from yesterday. If I go to the 5-minute chart, you guys can see this right here, right? This is where the ES is trying to do a break and retest off of. You guys can see this little short-term hold around 4130. That is these previous rejection points from yesterday, rejection point from yesterday, pre-market support. You can see we're trying to retest that level right here. So here's your channel, very well defined. Either a push to 41.8, a hold, and then you come to the next level. Either a push to 41.8, double top, rejection, or you come down, you find maybe support here all day, right? Maybe you can get a push off that. If not that, then you come down, you do a retest, and you move back to the downside, right? There is about 4 different opportunities here. You either get your push in the most bullish, you get your push, you retest 41.8, and you push to the upside. Next, you push up to 41.80, you double top, and you probably chop in this range all day. Come down, hold support, you probably chop in this range all day, right? These 2 options right here probably cause chop all day. The push and rejection or the downside and support, this is probably your chop scenario right here. These 2 right here, that's probably where you chop. Or if you want to get a big move, you get the push, the retest, or you get the downside, the break and retest to the downside, right? Those are sort of your 4 scenarios right here. So that's sort of what I'm watching in this channel. What's going to happen today? Are we going to reject or are we going to break through? All right? That's sort of what I'm eyeing on the ES today. So 4180 and 4130. Those are your 2 levels on the S&P 500. Pretty well defined. You guys can see it right here. Pretty well defined. All right? That's the ES. Dow. You guys can see that's an inverse head and shoulder right there for sure on the Dow. Look at that. That's a very well defined one too. You can see big head there, left shoulder. You're trying to build that right shoulder. All right? Looks like a Tesla sign. Right? Doesn't it? Looks like Tesla. So you got that 3280 level, right? 3280, big support. Why are we trying to hold right here? Why did the Dow just bounce out of nowhere, right? Why did the bounce Dow? Or why did the bounce Dow? Why did the Dow bounce right here at 32,800? Well, it's because of this, right? It's because of this. That's why it did. So right there, 32,800, you're trying to hold. If you do not hold, you guys know what's going to happen. If you do hold, you need to break these highs. Very defined highs right here, 33,140. Look at this channel. Very clear channel. That's all you need to focus on if you're trading Dow. All right, this channel right here today. If you get this channel break, there should be upside. Why do I say that? Because this move was extremely fast to the downside. So if you can get this, then I would definitely, expect there to be some nice push. If you break 33.8 or 32.8, then you know what is going to happen, right? So you have your channel. That's the channel I would watch. 32,800 and 33,150. Russell's just sort of hanging on for dear life. It's back above this little 876. You can see right here, support, support, support. Trying to get back above it here. I don't know, guys. I'm not a big Russell fan. I really don't know, it's really not doing much here, right? So you can see just sort of holding this 1875 level. That is sort of what I'd be watching. Boom, 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 1875. If it rejects, then you know what's going to happen. You got to get over yesterday's pre-market highs or after hours highs. So sort of right in this range, right? Right in this range. 1892, sort of at 1892, 189, and then this 1876. Right? So that's the Russell. I think the most important ones to focus on today, guys. This is the most important thing to focus on today, guys. Does the Nasdaq hold 13,000? That's the biggest technical importance of the day. Does Nasdaq hold 13,000? And does the ES hold 4130? Those are the two major things to focus on today. Okay? We went over Tesla. I'll go over it real quick again. You have to break this 915. If you do not break this 915, you have a possible rejection on your hands, right? If you do not see a strong Nasdaq, if you start to see this, then I would look for the downside. If you start to see the push over 915, 920, then you might be able to sort of vacuum higher. You may just be able to vacuum higher into this 970 area, right? Because you guys can see these two channels. Channel, nothing in between. So if you can get that breakout, there is a possibility of a push into that 970. Facebook. So I played this rejection yesterday on FB. I was sort of watching the possible breakdown after this hourly candle. This is sort of, I got in around... This is what it looked like at the time. So I got in right here. This is when Facebook had an hourly candle right into that rejection, right? And I was looking to see if I could play the triple top over the last 3 days. So that worked. And I did get out for a good profit, about 60%. Around, when did I get out? I got out at 2 o'clock Eastern time, 2 p.m. Eastern time. Let me just format this better here. So I saw that rejection start to come in on the hourly chart right here, a little triple top. This is a big 212.50 level. If I go to the 4-hour chart, you guys can see this is a pretty big level in focus. If we bring this line over, we can see it right here, sort of this 212.50 area, all in this area, right? All in this 212 area is a very big previous resistance, and it's rejecting over the last few days. So if we go to the 1-minute chart, this is where I got in. I got in on this double top. So my entry was at 10:38 a.m. 10:38 is right here, right? Right as we started to double top at this major level on Facebook. I went ahead and grinded this out till around 2 o'clock, 1:59, which was right here. Got out at 1:59. So good exit, good entry, good exit. Very happy with the trade. I thought I did a very good job of managing that trade. Didn't get in with a lot of size because I didn't quite trust that we were going to reject. I just was a little bit uncertain with the Nasdaq, with everything going on. A lot of volatility yesterday morning on the Nasdaq. If you guys saw it, I mean, the candles were monstrous yesterday. So had to take size off a little bit, had to be a little careful. Obviously a nice trade, but could have done better with the size. But look at what we're doing again today, guys. We're starting to reject it. So this is going to depend on the Nasdaq, right? This move will depend on the Nasdaq. If the Nasdaq is strong, I think you can see Facebook to the upside. If the Nasdaq is strong. If the Nasdaq is strong, then I think you can definitely get a push towards this 218, maybe further. But I think you should be able to see a breakout here behind a strong tech market. If the Nasdaq is weak, then this could be another very nice rejection in this channel, right? This could be another very nice rejection in this channel if we get a weak day on the tech sector. So big level to watch on Facebook, guys. This should give us opportunity to either direction, right? This should be a good stock to watch today. If we get over this 212 and the Nasdaq is breaking out, good upside. If we get that weakness, that's a really clean rejection point. Walmart. So I'll talk about the trade I get into later, but here's Walmart, and this is sort of what I'm watching. 152 is a huge level. This is a previous all-time high right here. 152, previous all-time high. We double topped there. We turned it into support previously. And now what I want to show you guys is what it did yesterday. So if I go to the 5-minute chart, you guys can see yesterday we broke under 152, right? We broke under it here intraday, but when we came back up, where did we start to fail end of day yesterday? Right at 152. When I saw that, I took some risk. I took it very small. I wanted to see if I could play this rejection. I didn't want to get in on this chase, which I'm happy I didn't. I got in on this fail of 152. So today I am looking to see, does Walmart reject the previous all-time highs again? Do we get more downside on Walmart under 152? Definitely a trade that I'm interested in. Definitely a trade that could potentially work out if we stay under 152. So watching that. Google. So Google on the weekly chart is interesting. I bought more shares of Google yesterday. I'll show you right now. I buy shares every Monday, regardless of what the stock's doing. I really don't care. Here's my buys yesterday. So I bought Upstart, AMD, Nvidia, Alphabet, Home Depot, and Lulu. These are my, 6? These were my 6 purchases yesterday on M1 Finance. So bought more Google yesterday. We'll continue to buy Google. I think this is a pretty interesting, an interesting area here. You guys can see right here on the weekly chart. We already did Tesla. You can rewind the live stream if you didn't see it. So this is a big level to me. 2230, 2200 right in this area. 100 SMA on the weekly chart. You guys can see what's starting to happen here. So I'm definitely keeping an eye on Google here. This is an interesting area. I've been wanting to take leaps on Google. I just haven't had the what to do it. I don't know if I want to take that risk, but I'm definitely intrigued by the opportunity of taking some leaps on Google here. I know this is a company that is not going anywhere, but is this the right time to do it? That's the question mark for me still. So you got this 2230, you got this previous support here, and it's holding it again, and you have the 100 SMA supporting it as well. Very big volume yesterday on the upside, which is pretty interesting. Actually, I'm sorry. This was yesterday. Am I missing something? Okay, no, that's because it's the weekly chart. Never mind. I'm sorry. Let me go back. Let me go to the daily real quick to see that. Okay, so not the biggest volume yesterday on the daily. This was on earnings. So big volume on the weekly chart because of last week's earnings. That's why you see that big volume spike. So big volume spike last week because of earnings, right? You can see it right there. Big volume spike because of earnings. Here was another big volume spike because of earnings. So I am intrigued. I'm not sold, but this is definitely a level that I would recommend you guys put on your charts to watch out for. Right here, guys. This is a level on Google that I would be at least watching. You can see support, support, support. Is this where Google can try to find a little bit of consolidation? Maybe we trade sideways for a few weeks. Maybe we start to curl. I'm not quite sure yet, but there is definitely something here at this 2200, 2250 area. It's clear to see that there is some type of congestion at this area. So a good area to watch, and I will keep you updated if I do anything on it, but that is something I would keep an eye out for. Boeing. Major level here on BA, guys. Look at this. So weekly chart, right? And here's my standing on airlines, because a lot of people ask. I don't think airlines are a good place to park money yet. I think it's just sort of a place that you're not. I think there's better opportunities out there, right? That's how I'll put it. I don't think those are the only 6 stocks. No. I have plenty of other stocks that I buy. Apple, Nvidia's on there. Apple. People hate when I do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. They hate when I pull up M1. It's not a commercial, I promise. I just really like M1 Finance. And it's not a pretty sight right now, guys. I'm down on my long term, obviously. I mean, how could I be up? So this week I'm down $600. All right, here's my long term. I got about 20,000 in this one, and then in my IRA I have more. This is sort of like my aggressive portfolio, if you could say, my stock picking portfolio. I have a stock picking portfolio with aggressive stocks, and then I have sort of that IRA in the background that I, just buy the Qs and SPY and VNQ and a high yield dividend ETF as well. So this is my portfolio. You can see these are the stocks I buy: Tesla, Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, AMD, Google, AbbVie, Home Depot, Cat, Lululemon, Netflix. Absolutely clapped on Netflix. I'm in a share price of $438. The stock's at 200, so that is just terrible. The good thing about it is I was smart enough not to allocate a heavy amount into Netflix, right? So you can see my allocations on the right side here. So 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%, right? So the 10% is where I'm more confident. These are the sort of my staple stocks here up here: AMD's, Google's, Nvidia's, Microsoft, Apple, Tesla. Those are sort of my big portfolio weighting. And then down here, I sort of pick some, questionable names. I pick some things that really can't hurt me, but, maybe there's an opportunity there. And that's why I started to buy Upstart. I still buy Netflix. I try to, average down. It's a small percent. I have $800 in it. So it's really not going to get me too bad. But yeah, obviously ugly. So Lululemon, I'm pretty bullish on Lulu long term. I think it's a great company. I'm just a big fan of Lulu, and they always kill it. Every earnings, they always are killing it. They had a huge increase of expectations on their last earnings calls. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar. They had a very large, they had a very big increase on their guidance, big guidance increase. So I like that. Caterpillar, Home Depot, just staples. Love that. And then my dividend names. Here's my dividends. So Procter, Pepsi, Altria, Chevron, Coke, Cisco, Costco, Exxon. Here are sort of my safety/dividend names that I purchase: PG, PEP, MO, CVX, KO, Cisco, Cost, and XOM. You could really throw in, you could throw AbbVie in there, but it's just by itself, right? So, but my dividend names are actually doing well for me. If I go to here, if I go to all on my dividend names, so 1 year my dividend names are actually doing great, right? Yeah, I bought April 2020 in my IRA, not in this account. I started this account at the worst time possible. I started this account in November of 2021. So I'm not. The performance is a total. The performance of this portfolio means absolutely nothing to me, right? I could care less about what the number says on this performance. It makes no difference to me because I plan to buy these stocks until I'm 60, 70, 80 years old. This has no importance to me as of right now. This is money that I do not need on a daily basis, right? I don't need this money. I can survive without this money. If this goes to zero, yeah, it sucks. But I'm not gonna have to move out of my house and all this stuff. So this is what I'm at. There's no worry in the world, really. I continue to buy these names because I like them. So that's my long term. Yeah, I bought in April 2020 on my IRA. I was buying really just the Qs and the SPY at that time. So anyways, let's get back on track. Boeing 143. You guys can see right here. Support. 143. Time in the market, not timing market. Absolutely, Caster. Absolutely. Why we got the push? I'll do it in a second. 1, 2, 3, 4. Big support here around 143. I would watch this 143 level on Boeing. I think there should be some type of sympathy here on BA. I would be shocked to see this crack right through here. That would be pretty nasty, right? If you see a flush right through this 143, that would be pretty bad on BA, guys. This is a huge level. You just gap down just monstrous here, and I would watch. Maybe there's some sympathy here off of BA. I would absolutely watch that. That 143 level is a pretty big level. If I go out here, if I zoom in, you guys can see on the daily chart, you have support, and you are right at it right now. So does Boeing have some kind of sympathy off this 143? That's what I would watch. Here's why the market bounced yesterday. Here's why you got a push on the ES yesterday. And the ES, I think, is what sparked the little bit of a rally after our midday. Right here. You probably had don't want to say a curse word, you probably had a ton of block orders at this 4,050 level on the ES, and I'm going to assume that it ignited a little bit of a buying frenzy down here. Probably a lot of orders getting filled around the 4050 level. I'm sure if you went back to the book map, you could probably see a ton of block orders down there. The bubbles were probably huge, and that is most likely what I believe caused the little bit of push late day. You came right back down to this 4050. This is a major, major level, and you got, I think, just a little bit of a push. And that push, after seeing that, look at this consolidation here, right? Look at right there. You can see there's probably a lot of accumulation going on here, and I believe that this probably started a little bit of a short squeeze. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong area. Right here. My bad, guys. Right here. This is yesterday. So this is that 40-50 area. You can see we were probably accumulating. Volume was increasing as we started to sort of consolidate at this level. And I think you just got, a lot of block orders coming in, and then you probably just got, the squeeze that started to happen. So a lot of shorts covering here. So it was just a technical bounce. That's really all it was yesterday. Just a technical bounce off a monster level at 40-50 right here. 40-50. 40-50. That is what I believe caused the upside yesterday. I think the ES sparked it. Okay. Microsoft. So Microsoft was the strongest tech stock yesterday. Largest gainer, I believe, by percentage. That's at least what I heard. And you are in this channel. Can you break out of this channel? That is the question. Can you break out of this channel? Right? That is what we need to see. If you want to trade Microsoft, you need to see a move to either direction here. Either over 290 or under 270. Right? If market's weak, you obviously know 290. Right? If market's strong, you obviously know you can maybe get that 290 push. If the market's weak, you might sell off back to the 270s. If I go, you also had the VIX elevated, so that probably sort of played into it. Agreed. If you look at this 4-hour chart, you can see this 270 is a extremely important level. You do not want to see a clean flush under 270 on Microsoft, guys. Look at this. If you are bullish on Microsoft, you do not want to see a flush under 270. Under 270, this gets a little bit dangerous, in my opinion. You got 260, 246, you got 230. So I think this is a little bit dangerous if you see, here we go again. Romeo's back in the chat. Why are you here if you don't like it? I don't know why he comes. It's a good question. He comes anyway. He must like something. So 270, I think that is a pretty important level there. I would watch out. If that breaks down, I would watch out. And the upside is around the 290 right here. 290, 270. Big channel. Which way do we get it? This is all dependent on if the tech market can find some strength. And that is really what's most important. So channel, a lot of stocks are in channels. What side of the channel are we going to break out of? Right? What side of the channel are we going to break out of on this market? We can't tell right now. And I think something that a lot of people should understand is there are periods in the market where you just need to hold back and you just need to wait for the clear direction. How is someone going to guess what happens in this zone? None of us can tell us, any of us in this chat, with 100% certainty, which direction Microsoft is going to go from here, right? We just can't. So is this a time to get aggressive? Is this a time to get aggressive? I don't think so. I think you need to wait until this is clear. If you start to see this on Microsoft, then you know, hey, look at Microsoft breaking out of the 290 channel. Let's try to grab some upside here, right? Or hey, Microsoft starting to break under the 270 channel. Let's start to try to play some downside here. But in this channel, you just simply cannot get enough information, not enough confirmation to make a real confident trade. And that is my strong belief. So just watch the channels, guys, and I would be as patient as you can possibly be. He must like me. Yeah, that's probably what it is. He likes looking at my face. Oh, God. It's all right. Let him come. Makes it fun. So daily chart on XLP, guys. Want to go ahead and show you guys the weakness that we have seen on XLP. And look at this volume yesterday. I did not even realize that, actually. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, that's Romeo. That's massive. That is massive volume here on XLP. Look at that. Big. So I think you're finding a little bit of weakness here on the consumer staples, on the sector as a whole. And I think this could continue. If you start to see some strength in tech, this could absolutely continue. XLP has had a monstrous year. Right? Look at this year on XLP. It just continues to move higher. And it absolutely could start to lose weakness or start to weaken if you get some more interest in the risk-on type of environment, right? In the risk-on type of environment, it could start to lose a little bit of strength in the XLP. So I would watch here around this 76, big volume to the downside. If you start to lose volume and start to lose strength on the XLP, that's where we get into the Walmarts. That's why I think Walmart could have downside. That's where you get into the Procter & Gamble's. You get into the stocks like KO, which is starting to slow down. You can see it visibly here. Pepsi, another one. Look at that rejection on Pepsi. That's a crazy rejection. Look at that double top rejection straight down. Almost, what is that? That's like 6% on Pepsi in 2 days. That's a big rejection. So this is a shift, right? You have to be able to know when shifts are happening in the market. This is a very key thing as a trader, guys. It's not just trading what you see. It's understanding the ebbs and flows of the market. And right now, you're starting to see some weakness creep in on the consumer staples. Energy still holding, so you have to know that. Healthcare's been losing it. You have the XLK, which is the tech. You guys obviously know what tech's doing. There's a few others. But I think the most important, in my opinion, is the XLP because this is the consumer staple. This is the safety names. This is where the flight for safety is. And you're starting to see that slow down. So does that mean you start to get a little bit more risk on? All right, so watch out for that. All right, watch out for that. Okay, oil. Look at this flag that's still forming. Weekly channel. Yeah, that's, I didn't really look at the weekly. That could absolutely be true. Yeah, you're sort of still in it. You're right, for sure. Right there, you guys can see this channel. So yeah, you are still definitely, I wouldn't say the XLP's bearish, but you can see it's starting to lose it, right? You're starting to get a little bit of a shift. Maybe you're starting to move back down to this low, right? Are you going to rotate? It's not, we're too early to say for sure. It's too early to say, absolutely the rotation starting. But you, over the last 3 weeks, right, this is 3 weeks of price action, you're starting to see a little bit of pullback. You're starting to see a little bit of that trade slow down. The XLP trade is slowing down a little bit right now. Does it continue or does this thing just rip back higher? I can't tell you that. But this is a sector that I would monitor because this has impact. But yeah, that is a lot of volume. I saw that. Okay, what's the last one? Oil. Okay, guys. I mean, oil just holding up really well. There could absolutely be a big breakout here on oil. You guys can see the flag that's forming. This is going to make a big move, right? I don't know which direction it is, but this is going to make a big move. It has to. When you are in a channel like this, when you're in a flag like this, there is going to be a big move to either the upside or downside of the channel. So it's going to happen. I just don't know when. Maybe it needs to wait until mid-May. Right here is like mid-May, sort of June. I'm wearing a Rangers hoodie. That is why, because the Rangers are in the playoffs and I'm a Rangers fan. So you guys can see, you get in this channel, you're getting tight. There could be a push here. I think XLE probably continues to stay strong, honestly. And you can see here, XLE is holding up very well. Really no cracks in no signs of cracks in the XLE still, and oil still holds up. So this is a sector that is still very strong, and I would keep an eye on it. So guys, let's quickly go over my Walmart trade. So my Walmart trade yesterday, I am in a May 6th 150 put for $1.39. I took it small, May 6th 150 put for $1.39. And I took it because, like I talked about earlier, I believe that Walmart could reject the 152, which is right here, and I am looking for 146. My price target is 146. I am looking to see if Walmart can slip to this 146 level. Previous triple top, and my price target is down to this level. So that's what I'm in right now, guys. That's a trade that I took yesterday. I feel like I could share that with you. So I'll let you know how it goes. Obviously, if this goes against me today, I'm probably going to stop out of it. So I'll lose on it. But that is a trade that I'm in. I'm probably going to give it some room. I'm probably going to give it up to this 154 as a stop because it's small size. So I am able to give it some breathing room. I never want to give my stocks or my plays not enough breathing room. If it starts to work against me today, and it doesn't hit my stop, I may look to push the expiration further. I'm sort of just looking to see if I can get it today. That's my goal, is to see if I can get the slip today. If I don't get it today, I might try to get more time because I don't like to hold same week expiration past Tuesday night. I don't like to hold it into Wednesday. So that's my play. Looking to see if Walmart can get a little bit of a slip here under 152 today. Ultimately 146. That is where I think Walmart will go. I think it will go here, but I just don't know the timing. But you can see the reason I think it goes here is because look at how fast this moved to the upside. Walmart is not typically a stock that moves this fast to the upside without giving it back. So I would watch that. I would look for that 152. All right. That is what I had for you. Let's go ahead and jump into the stocks that you guys want to look at. Hold on. All right, cool. All right, Starbucks. It has earnings, guys. I can't tell you much here. I'm not going to, guys, please don't put stocks that have earnings in the ticker because I can't tell what's going to happen in the future, guys. I can flip. I got an up and down post-it right here. Up, down. I don't know if you can see that. I'll flip it for you. Up. It's up. Starbucks up on earnings. That's not financial advice. I can't tell you what happens on earnings, right? So Starbucks has earnings today. Good luck. You have some support here around 72. I keep this post-it note for when people in the Discord ask me about what's going to happen on earnings. That's what this is for, because it's simply a gamble. So that is the post-it note of. It's actually been right. It's been right 2 out of 3 times. So pretty good post-it note. But 72, you have support there. It has earnings today, guys. Good luck. I have no idea. I'm not gonna act like I know what's gonna happen on earnings. It's not why I'm here. So net, you guys can see here, net is trying to do a little break and retest. I actually quite like that. I would watch that. You guys can see here on net, Cloudflare, you're seeing a hold of this 86 level. So yeah, keep an eye on this 86. Keep an eye on this 86. This is not, this has earnings too. All right, I mean, this has earnings too in a few days. So yeah, guys, I mean, it's a nice hold, but you have earnings coming up. So, maybe you can play this a little bit before earnings on the upside off this push, maybe off this triple bottom. But you have earnings, guys. So I I don't play through earnings. This has earnings as well. Everyone likes to ask about earnings because they think I can predict it. 285. It's a nice hold on FTNT, but you guys have earnings in a few days. So again, this could maybe bounce off this triple bottom, but earnings are in the way. I can't predict that. Royal Caribbean reports earnings today, tomorrow, one of these days. Can't predict that. It's in a, I mean, I don't know. It's been in this channel for 2 years. Almost 2 years now. A year. Royal Caribbean's been in this channel. Wait for earnings to come out. See if there's continuation. You guys are making my job easy today. UPS. Okay, this one I can look at because earnings are past. I like this hold at UPS, but it's getting a little bit questionable. You can see right here. Let me get more time. Yeah, I only go on the list, guys. If I have some time, maybe if you guys say one that I've been looking at, I'll look at Costco. I like Costco, UNH. I will look at those. Typically, I don't go off. Yeah, guys. Typically, I go off of this right here. This is what I'm looking at. If you guys are a member of the channel, you get to put your tickers in here. So I like this hold at UPS, 177. But you need confirmation, right, guys? I mean, here's a good example of a trade opportunity without confirmation, right? This is a perfect example, right? Why? Why is this a good example? Well, because UPS is at the hold, it's at the support, right? You're at the previous resistance, into support, but where's the confirmation? It's not there yet. What did you start to get on this push on UPS? Right? You guys see this push on UPS back in October? What did you start to see? You started to see higher highs and higher lows. You started to get that push up. You started to get that confirmation that this level was going to hold. So what do you need to see here? You need to start seeing higher highs and higher lows. Then you take your trade with a stop under this level and a risk and a profit target of either, let's say, 195, maybe up to 200, right? That's how you take a trade like this. You need to wait for the confirmation. You can't just take it right away. So wait for the confirmation, see if that holds. Twitter is just going to do random stuff, guys, until this deal is either done or not done. So you can either, if you want to buy Twitter and do some arbitrage, you can. If you think the deal doesn't go through, then maybe it moves to the downside, right? So I really can't help you on Twitter. It's in the middle of a potential deal. It's going to do crazy things. It's really just sideways, and until this deal is done, I think it's going to be a very sporadic stock. So I got 2 seconds. Costco, same thing as UPS. You have to hold this 530. If you do not, you are going to move lower. If XLP is weak, Costco is going to move lower with the XLP, consumer staples. So watch Costco if the XLP is weak. UNH healthcare is weak right now. It's trying to hold this retest level. What do you have to wait for? You have to wait for a confirmation off 500, right? You have to wait for maybe a few little higher lows, higher highs, right? And then you take the trade. So 500, watch to see if you can build something off that. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed the live stream. If you guys could take just 1 second and press the like button for me, that would be fantastic. Go Rangers. Pray for me tonight. Don't message me after 7 o'clock today. You're not going to get a response. I'm going to be locked in at 7 o'clock today. So go Rangers. Good luck today. Be smart. Let's take a quick look at the Nasdaq. What are they doing right now? Let's get a quick update. Okay, they're sort of just still holding here. All right, ES, NQ just sort of holding these. So 4130 and 13,000, guys. 4130 and 13,000. Those have to hold today. Have a fantastic day. Press the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Help me get to 50,000 subs. If you guys want to join the Discord chat, the link is down below. Trade live every day. Post these charts every day. Talk all day in the chat. It's just a great community. If you're looking to join a community of traders, check it out. If you don't like it, you can leave it anytime. What else? That's it. Have a great day. thanks, guys, for being here, and I will see you guys tomorrow. And also, real quick, there will be no live stream on Friday. No live stream Friday. I think we should all understand why. There's a race in F1 in Miami, and I am absolutely going to be there. All right, guys. Thanks so much. I'll talk to you later. Peace.